Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're playing
Am I the devil?
And am I an angel?
Can you laugh like an angel?
Is that like an angel? Sounds more like a squeaky tire. Alrighty.
Alrighty then!
Hello, Wisconsin!
Am I the a-hole for starting an argument with my girlfriend over her Instagram feed?
I smell demonic
I smell a demonic bum.
I smell Satan's anus.
My girlfriend, 19 female, is angry at me, 20 male, for being controlling over what she posts on social media. Okay. We have been dating for 7 months now, and we've encountered some issues with our relationship. However, this one, I don't know how to move past. The argument started a few days ago when I noticed my girlfriend posting an Instagram story that her mom had taken of her and her cousin sat at a beach drinking cocktails.
I like doing that.
The issue is that the photo is a full body shot of my girlfriend wearing a bikini.
Controlling.
Out of curiosity, do you also expect her to cover up in public when she goes to a beach? Is it fine if she wears a bikini in public but not on Instagram?
I want you to be in a turtleneck.
You want me to wear a burqa?
I think you are beautiful no matter what you wear. But you are mine. She is mine.
What if I was like,
It would actually make me love you more.
what if I was like in a bikini and just like,
You know, I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to be holy right now. But I'm feeling a little demonic and frisky. Mike, don't do it. You have to be one with Jesus. Yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding. Do it.
although this may make me seem bad and I believe my girlfriend is attractive, I feel the need to be honest by stating that she's definitely not a 10 in the face.
Oh my God. Wow, buddy. Jeez, girl, get out of this relationship immediately.
Probably a 7, realistically. Her main asset is her body. Okay, so you're okay with her sharing her face, but not her body.
So her main asset is her asset?
I mean, I already know who the a-hole is just based on that sentence.
Who the devil is.
Sorry, who Satan is.
If you're hating, you're Satan. If you're loving, you're holy.
Therefore, I believe that her posting this was a grasp for male attention. I believe this is also due to the fact that she's aware that her main demographic of follows are men. I mean, have you seen her analytics or are you just guessing that? I love it when people try to guess my demographic. Let me see if you can guess. What's my demographic?
36 to 45-year-old women.
It's 25 to 35-year-old women. People like to think, oh, she makes content for kids. Oh, she only has a following because, you know, she's cute. Unless all of you are lesbians.
Honestly, I know I'm trying to be holy right now, but I would love to take a look at your back end. Make my own analytics.
Analytics?
Analytics your back end. Don't do it.
This just got too weird.
She has around 8,000 followers on Instagram, which mostly amassed from a couple of viral TikToks that she's posted of her lip syncing videos. After I saw her Instagram story, I politely messaged her and asked her to remove it, to which she acted confused. She argued that the photo was completely innocent and just a niche photo of her and her cousin at the beach.
Sounds like you just don't trust her and you're a little possessive, bud.
There is a very clear difference between someone who is posting like thirst trap photos and someone who's posting a photo just because they're at the beach enjoying like their vacation or whatever.
Yeah, and just like trust her. I mean, I can't speak on this as much as you can. You know, sometimes you think you look good and you want to take a photo. Like it's harmless.
Or sometimes you're just trying to enjoy the moment and you want to capture it and you take a photo.
And you happen to look hot.
I'm sorry, I'm just hot.
Felt cute, might not delete later.
I simply stated back that I believed it was disrespectful to be posting these photos while in a relationship, as frankly, it's a cry for male attention. I mean, the fact that your brain instantly goes there, I think says a lot more about you than it does about her. She got upset and said that she posted it simply for herself because she liked the photo. I just don't understand how this can be true, as if she liked the photo, she could have just kept it in her camera roll instead of sharing it on the internet. Okay, but again, she's out in public in a bathing suit. Like, do you have a problem with that, or you just have a problem with people posting photos of themselves in bathing suits on Instagram?
He thinks that she's doing it for other guys, and he's getting jealous. I'm not saying that's rational, I'm just saying that's probably what he's thinking.
I think that he's very young, but then again, I actually know someone our age that feels this way too.
Most of the time, I feel like girls are getting dressed nicely for other girls.
Totally. That's absolutely true. Anyways, to make a summary of a long argument, her other points were that since we met through social media, I should apparently have less of a say in what she posts. Also, she has previously posted me on her feed, so therefore her followers were aware that she had a boyfriend. I think those are also very, very good points, which in my opinion is a stupid argument. My points of the argument were that my standard in a woman was that they do not need to show themselves off to the world in order to gain validation from other men, and that it also reflects badly on me as her boyfriend, as I'm concerned that my friends will end up seeing the image and viewing her as a low-value woman.
Double standard.
Anyways, I just need to gain perspective on the situation from another point of view, because other than this issue, she's a very good girlfriend, and I do want this relationship to work. Thanks. I think you are being controlling and kind of unreasonable. I think if she was out here on social media, kind of like twerking and like in a thong bikini, and like, you know, to each their own, right? If that's the kind of content that you want to post, then fine. But I think there's a difference between someone who's just at the beach taking a photo of the moment and someone who is clearly, you know, posting something very sexualized and trying to show off and get that validation. You can see it. You want to know how I know? When I was single, I used to post thirst traps to get the attention of someone very specific, or multiple people very specific. Sorry, Mike. Someone very specific. Thirst traps. And I know the difference between just an innocent photo and someone that's posting a specific type of photo to get attention.
I think I posted a thirst trap once and like my aunt responded like, great photo of you. Yeah, it never really worked for me.
Ew, that's weird.
No, but it wasn't like a thirst trap. It was like I felt like I looked good, you know?
That's always weird, because especially if your family follows you on social media and you're posting those thirst traps, it's a little weird.
So you should not care about what your friends think of her.
I agree.
You can't put too much stock in what other people think of her. You have to be happy with her. And if you aren't comfortable with her taking photos like this and expressing herself, then get out of the relationship, bruh. Because you can't suppress what she wants to do, okay? That's called controlling.
That's being controlling.
That's unholy. Don't be a devil. Be a holy angel.
To me, you kind of sound like a devil. Takes one to know one. But we do have an update. Thank you for the many replies, even if they were extremely harsh. I think reading them helped me gain perspective, so thank you. I just wanted to provide a little more background info. Other than this, we have a very good relationship. She would make time for me, as I was very supportive of her studies. The only other things we have argued about is when I mentioned as a joke that my type is tall blondes, she's a smaller brunette, which was quickly sorted. You're kind of a dick, man.
I don't get why this is an update.
I don't even know why he's including this information. This makes you sound worse. And she was annoyed at the number of people I had giggitied with previous to her, which I'll admit is fairly high, but I don't think it was fair of her to dwell on my past.
Buddy, you're making yourself sound worse here. You'd be digging yourself in a deeper hole.
Other than this, we have had the perfect relationship, and I would not say that I'm controlling, as some have said. On to the main bit. I expect most of you to be glad to know that I broke up with my girlfriend today. Yay!
For her.
She deserves better. She cried a lot and begged me not to leave her. Wait, you left her? Ugh. She offered to delete her TikTok and Instagram, however, I already made my choice. I feel sad at the moment, but I know it's what's best for both of us, as she can now find someone who doesn't mind her posting herself in that way. And I can find someone who wouldn't do that. I mean, fair enough, I guess, but I think that you'll find far more people who post innocent photos of themselves on a beach or on vacation. I think that you need to work on your perception of what that means and work on your insecurities. Why does it bother you if someone can see your girlfriend in a bathing suit?
Yeah, buddy. You know what? I would agree, though. It is best for both of you.
She deserves better, definitely. Do I think that you will find someone that's okay with this? Maybe someone from another culture.
Maybe you find someone who isn't as expressive online.
Maybe you find someone who doesn't have social media.
You know, you're entitled to feel the way you want to feel, but trying to control someone's behavior is kind of messed up, in my opinion.
Especially when they're not doing it to like hurt your feelings.
Exactly.
We both have different standards for relationships, and I really do not think I'm the villain for wanting a little bit of respect. I'm not shaming her for posting herself. I'm simply saying I don't want that from a partner. Thanks for reading and for the advice. It kind of sounds like there's a bit of a double standard here. It's okay for you to go around and sleep with a bunch of people. You don't think that she should have any say in any of that, but yet you have a problem when she's posting herself in a bikini. Doesn't that kind of sound like a double standard to you?
Yeah, it also sounds kind of strange that you included how you got giggity with a lot of women.
Yeah,
and she
totally.
was upset about that.
And you also told her that she wasn't your type.
You just sound like young and stupid.
Yeah, you sound like you need to be humbled, I'm not gonna lie.
I did some dumb things when I was younger, and with age comes wisdom. I'm still waiting for that wisdom, but at least I'm holy. As much as I would love to bring you to my side and to take you, I think that you can have him.
Come on.
Come to the
dark side.
You're the a-hole. This is a very good comment. And here's why with precision. 1, autonomy does not equal control. Demanding that she remove a photo because you deem it inappropriate is controlling, not protective. Her body, her choice, full stop. 2, objectification. Rating her looks, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Reduces her to aesthetics, ignoring her agency. She's a person, not a value to appraise. 3, hypocrisy. You followed her because of her social media presence, yet now police it. This is also a very, very good point that I thought of in the moment, and I was
Such
like,
a hypocrite.
that is so hypocritical. Like, you followed her because you liked what you saw on social media.
And you DM'd her, too.
And you DM'd her, and now you don't like what she's posting?
Well, he's afraid of people doing what he did, which is reach out to her.
I think that that's very telling. That's exactly how he met her. He's that kind of guy.
And he knows guys. He knows what guys do.
I think that a guy that projects that is a guy like that. If you think other people are capable of that behavior, I feel like that's a very telling thing.
And she also said like yes to him and they started dating, you know what I mean? So maybe that's what he's worried about. I'm not saying it's right.
I mean, if they've never had any problems until now, if there was an issue with cheating and her talking to other guys and he caught her doing it, then like I would understand where he was coming from. But she just posted a photo of her and her cousin at the beach. She happened to be wearing a bikini.
Ironically, them breaking up will probably prevent her from doing this again because she's not going to date guys she met off the internet like you.
I feel like that was fair. I think maybe there's a clear answer here.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't want him. They say at the pearly gates we forgive, but that guy is a stinky little demonic butthole, and I think that you should take him.
All right, come here. I got a hot poker with your name on it.
I hope you like fire. I hope you like spice.
This is from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Am I the a-hole for saying I will expose my husband's best friend if he comes to his birthday?
We want the tea. Give us the tea.
We want the tea. Give us the tea.
So let me start with a little backstory. My husband, who we will call James, male 26, and I, female 25, have known each other since my sophomore year in high school. We didn't start dating until we were in our 20s. Here's where it starts getting crazy, as his best friend, we'll call him Brian, male 26, since middle school has had a crush on me. All throughout high school, and everyone knew because I was completely disgusted by him, so I never gave him the time of day. Fast forward to when my husband and I first got together, and I started getting text messages and phone calls from opening hitting on me. He would tell me how whenever he comes to town, he wants me to cook for him and he wants me to cut his hair, and even went as far as to say I was the hottest one out of the friend group. That's when I lost it and told him how extremely disrespectful it is that he would say that to the person who's dating his quote best friend.
And inappropriate, bro.
Yeah, very inappropriate. There's clearly some sort of like weird rivalry between the best friend and your husband. I seriously think that they're not actually that close. And I think that getting the girlfriend or the wife is kind of hit like, you know, there's some secret animosity or competition there. That doesn't sound like something a friend would do. Quite frankly, when my friends introduce me to their like husbands and boyfriends, I genuinely have no reason to have like a relationship with that husband or boyfriend unless my friend is in the group chat or in the room, or I have literally no desire to maintain a relationship and try to talk to that person unless it's like we're in a group setting.
Like there's context. You know that surprise date night that I planned with you the other night?
Yeah.
I got wonderful recommendations from our good friend's wife.
Oh, that's a good point. I feel like there's definitely context. Like also if you're planning a surprise, which he did, he planned me a lovely date night.
Surprise date nights are the
which
best.
was lovely. I think that that's totally fair. Or like, you know, maybe you ask the friend what ring you should get,
As
you know?
long as your intentions are holy.
Then went on to tell him that he was a fiancé and he shouldn't be telling anyone other than her that they are hot. Ooh, so he's also engaged.
So creepy, bro.
When I yelled at him for this, he called his mom and a bunch of other people, telling them he was going to himself.
What?
And blamed it on another close friend of ours. It later came out to James and Brian's mom the real reason he said this was because he didn't want his fiance knowing he had been hitting on me. This caused a huge problem in James and Brian's friendship, but was then resolved. Fast forward to the other day, I've been planning a birthday party for James and a few of his other friends who have a birthday in the same month. Nothing super huge, but I've gone so far as to personalize items for every guest and have spent well over $1,000 on party stuff. For context, this is a party for roughly 20 people, so that's a lot of work put into that size of party. I had let James invite Brian, and I told him, I will be nice and respectful, but this is Brian's last chance to not be disrespectful. If he is disrespectful, I will not be nice. and he will be cut out of being invited to anything in the future. James seems completely okay with this decision. For some more context, James and Brian play video games and talk on their headset multiple times a week due to Brian living a few hours away. 3 days ago, James gets told Brian's fiance has invited a complete stranger to the party. I was furious. I've spent so much money, time, and effort making everything perfect, and I've spent so much money now I would have to go and even spend more to accommodate some stranger. I said how I didn't want this person to come, and James said he didn't want her to come. But Brian wouldn't tell his wife and tell her that it's rude to bring a stranger to a party they weren't invited to. I called Brian and told him this person was not allowed to come, and he was no longer invited either due to the pure lack of respect. But he told me he would be there, and I can't keep him from his brother on his birthday. You didn't really seem to consider him a brother when you were trying to hit on his wife.
Yeah, buddy. This is not going to end well, in my opinion.
Brian went on to say how I asked everyone about their plus ones in the invitation, so why doesn't him and his girl get one? That is not how plus ones work. I got madder and madder until I finally said, if you show up, I will tell your fiance every single thing you have done, and I will purposefully ruin you.
Oh, I like it.
You're not supposed to like it. You're the angel.
No, but he's being demonic. She's restoring balance.
She's the karma. Brian then went and cried to other people in the group who were involved in the party to make me the bad person. I'm the only one planning and the only person paying for anything. So everyone told him basically he poked a sleeping bear enough that it finally attacked. Deal with it. So am I the a-hole for threatening to tell his fiance everything? I think you should tell her anyway.
Oh, she didn't tell her?
Like, I'm surprised as to how you haven't told her everything.
The fact that he was like, you're not going to stop me from seeing my brother? Dude, this guy is so delusional. And the fact that he threatened to is like really, really messed up.
Yeah, this dude sounds nuts, man. I hate people that
weaponize
that. It's such a crazy thing to say to someone. It is a way to like gain control or try to gain control over any situation. Don't you put that kind of evil on somebody?
I mean, you put evil on everyone.
I do.
But I'm the devil. You should expect that.
And I'm holy.
I would tear the damn roof off the house. I would tell everybody. You, Brian.
Let them come to the party and then give like a little PowerPoint presentation.
You know what I would do? I would tell everyone except for Brian and his wife that the party's canceled, and then just have the four of them there and be like, hello.
That's very funny and demonic, but she already spent a bunch of money. Yeah.
And it's also James's birthday. But at the end of the day, you got to stand up for yourself. And this guy, Brian, is being creepy. Never trust a guy named Brian.
Huh?
You have like a few friends named Brian?
I do. I love my friend Brian. I love him.
I genuinely think that you should have told her before. She deserves to know all of that before she marries him.
Yeah. If he's already doing this, they're not even married.
Yeah.
They may have put deposits on things for the wedding.
Yeah.
They're going to lose money.
Yeah, for sure.
Get her out of the situation.
I know. I think that you're the devil if you don't tell her.
It's tough. You don't want to be the person that ruined. You may be seen as the villain by James.
Send an anonymous letter with some screenshots in it.
I think you got to say something. It's not easy to say something like that. You're going to ruin a friendship, but I think it's probably for the best.
He sounds like someone I wouldn't really want to be around, quite honestly. But let's see what everybody else had to say. Not the a-hole. I would tell her even if he doesn't bring the stranger, she deserves to know. Yeah, this guy really genuinely sucks. Brian?
Brian sucks, yeah.
Everyone knows he's been hitting on you in the friend group and none of you have told his fiance. You are all kind of jerks for not letting her know. He's a creep who's pushing your boundaries constantly. His fiance deserves to know, and you're going to want to tell her before you meet her at the wedding. She's going to spend a ton of money organizing that wedding. You're spending over $1,000 on a B-date for your husband, yet he won't even stand up to the man who's making you uncomfortable. What is wrong with him?
Good point.
That is a very good point. Honestly, everybody kind of sucks in this story. I'm not going to lie. Is this like an everyone sucks? Are we going to go to purgatory?
No, please, we will forgive everyone.
No, we won't.
Except for Brian. It's hard. On the outside, it's easy to say something, but when you're in the middle of the situation, it's hard. Like, you're going to ruin a friendship. It makes you super uncomfortable.
Little update from OP and some extra context that might be helpful. She hasn't seen Brian since high school. He lives hours away from the hometown my husband and her live in. She said, I've never met or spoken to his fiance, and had I met her before or had any of her information, I would have gladly sent her everything already. I tried to get her information from James when everything happened, but he is the one who stopped me and wouldn't let me message her since I would be getting her phone number from someone else. And James was worried exposing him could make the I'm gonna myself situation worse.
So manipulative.
It's so manipulative. I hate that. If you ever do that to win an argument or try to win an argument, you belong down here with me.
Weaponizing mental health. It's okay to have mental health issues. We all do. I have some as well. And if you're suffering, you're suffering. But to use that as justification for trying to hit on your best friend's girlfriend,
yeah,
that's
Or just to justify your bad behavior in general, you know? Like everybody suffers from mental health problems. It's a worldwide problem. It affects pretty much everybody. I don't know if I've met a single person who hasn't struggled with their mental health at some point. But like, do they use it as an excuse to treat others badly? No.
Or use it as a threat to
use it as a threat.
Best friend's girlfriend from telling her boyfriend that you're hitting on his girlfriend? Brian,
you're going to need to spend some time down here with me. For more context, anytime Brian has gotten caught doing something or is in the wrong about anything, Brian has pulled this kind of stunt to get everyone to feel sorry for him and to cater to him. I've said for years that he needs actual help, but again, my pleas for peace from his insanity go on without being heard. It just sounds like this guy kind of goes around acting like a and then when he's confronted with it, his go-to is to pull something.
I know people like this.
I do too. It's actually quite common. I feel like people feel like it's easier to play the victim in some way or to weaponize their mental health than it is to just own up to being a jerk.
And sometimes maybe it is a mental health thing where it's like you're struggling one day and you act a certain way because it's been really hard, and that's totally okay. But if you continue to do
if that's always your excuse,
if that's always your default excuse,
yeah,
and you use that to justify bad behavior, then I'm sorry.
I think it takes like a really, like someone who really is very insecure about who they are as a person to play that card. Why is it that you're not secure enough as a person to just own up to your mistakes? Is it because you might actually have to admit that you're wrong, that you suck? No, like that you genuinely suck as a person. It's one thing to once in a while, you know, just say, oh, I was having a really bad day. But to like constantly, that is how you show up in conflict and certain situations. You're constantly like being and your constant default is, oh, I'm a victim. It's never the people that rarely mess up that use that as an excuse, I find anyway.
I just tell people right away. Like I yelled at my friend online a couple days ago when I was playing Call of Duty because I'm a gamer. Pew, 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 pew. And I yelled and I was like, I got upset, heat of the moment. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just a bit cranky today.
That's all it takes, not just.
We all get a widow cranky sometimes.
We all get a little cranky. Honestly, I'm glad that I read your response in the comments because otherwise I would have said everyone sucks and you all belong in purgatory. But I think you can have this one.
You sure?
But only if you do tell his fiance.
Fine. You know, all are welcome at my sweet home. It's warm and cozy and cloudy, except there's always sunshine. I will allow you through the pearly gates. One condition. You have to go to Brian's wife. Tell her that he's being a stinky little butthole. Only then can you come up and join me in the clouds.
How can I, 29 male, get my ex-wife, 29 female, to put herself out there when it comes to dating? I know this is unusual, but unfortunately my ex-wife, let's call her Carla for the sake of this, hasn't been able to move on from our divorce. Now, this wouldn't be a problem, but I suspect it's also impacted our co-parenting relationship. In an ideal world, we would be friends, but I think she has some anger with me because of how our marriage ended.
Which is valid. Let's hear more context.
Oh, we got the context. Some background. While we were married, I fell in love with another woman. Let's say her name is Jessica. I didn't believe in soulmates until I met Jessica, but I felt my feelings for a long time. Now Jessica and I are married and things are great, but before that I felt like a bad person, that I was blowing up our family. I eventually realized that not being true to myself wasn't fair to Carla or our daughter. I love Carla and she's a great friend, but not my soulmate. Unfortunately, Carla hasn't been understanding and we barely speak. It makes it awkward when I go to pick up and drop off our child.
We have a mutual friend who did this. And
yeah.
like you see them together and they're clearly meant to
they're
be
clearly
together.
Perfect together.
And in movies they glorify this, right? By making the ex look like a villain.
Like a psycho, yeah.
It's just like really messed up if you think about it.
I think that you just have to be okay with being a villain in someone else's story.
Ultimately, you have to be true to yourself, and as long as you do things the right way, maybe over time things can heal.
I'm sorry, like you fell in love with another woman while you were married. You did what you did and you're with the woman now, you're married, but I think that you have to be okay with that.
I know we need more context.
No, we need more context.
You can't villainize her.
She has a right to feel how she feels too, right? Carla and I have mutual friends that we met while in college together and keep in contact with two of them. Unfortunately, Carla won't be in my presence in social settings. I don't blame her, honestly. I have, however, found out that Carla hasn't even tried dating since our divorce. Maybe she just needs time. Maybe she has a hard time trusting people. Like,
you ever been cheated on? It sucks.
Yeah, I would have a problem trusting anyone after that. Only doing casual hookups, but she says she has no interest in a serious relationship and blames me for giving her trust issues. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
That pains me to know in the end that I hurt her, even though it wasn't my fault.
It wasn't my fault. It was this ethereal thing. It wasn't me. It wasn't Cupid. I know him.
was fully you and your fault. And listen, it's okay with being at fault and taking ownership. Like, just own it. You fell in love with somebody else.
Yeah, you're gonna start blaming her for falling in love with somebody else?
No, it's your fault.
Can't. Even I know that. I'm all about forgiveness, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard to forgive you for this. But let's just keep going. More context.
I want her to put herself out there emotionally, and I'm hoping once she finds her soulmate, she will understand why Jessica and I did what we did. Then we can co-parent better and become better friends. So I appreciate that you want better for her. I appreciate that you want her to move on and find someone, but you need to give her time.
Yeah, and just because it makes it easier for you.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing it for selfish reasons. Like, oh, it's going to make your life easier and your co-parenting easier.
About the fact that I cheated on her.
I know,
she's
making things so difficult.
Oh God, like, why is it so hard for me?
Oh my God, if it isn't the consequences of your actions.
You have to follow your heart, right? It seems like you've kind of made peace with that decision.
You have to be comfortable also with the consequences of your actions, though. And like, you did fall in love with somebody else. And listen, like, it's not like you just had an affair. You married the woman. You're with her now. You're very, very happy. And I'm happy for you. But you also had collateral damage. So I think that you need to give your ex-wife time. I think you need to be understanding of the fact that she has trust issues now because of you and because of what you did. And don't try and rush it. It's like,
Oh God, we should just get over it already. Yeah, I cheated. Like, just get over it.
no.
She's probably so hurt. Sorry for swearing. Sorry, Dad.
Naughty. You're in trouble. Hang on. Hello? Yeah, no, he can stay down here with me for a bit.
Dad, no! Oh, I hate Uncle Ramus.
No, I'll for sure use the poker. Oh, can't wait. See ya. All right, we got some pretty savage comments coming up.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I do. I love a little sass in the comments. Ooh, love a little sass. I am really enjoying being the devil right now. It's very fun.
I feel violated.
You dumped your ex to be with another woman. You blew up the life she was making with you. It hurts you. Tough You don't get to decide when she's ready to date. You don't get to decide how she feels about you. In an ideal world, you wouldn't have blown up her life to chase other women and then been pissy because she's rightfully and understandably hurt and angry. Leave her alone. You've done enough damage in her life. It is your fault you hurt her. You made choices, live with them, and that's on period. Wow, what a POS. You act like you did nothing wrong while you had an affair on your wife. You are absolutely the reason why she has trust issues, and you're the last person that should be helping her find someone else. Karma will eventually get you, and when your world is collapsing or your new wife cheats on you, remember your words.
Holy.
Ooh, dang. There was some spice behind that comment.
That was intense.
I eventually realized that not being true to myself wasn't fair to Carla or our daughter. This guy loves the smell of his own
Yeah, it's stinky.
It makes me think that any Hollywood movie that glorifies this type of thing is just a guy that cheated on his wife and sees himself as the hero.
And he's writing a movie about it to make himself feel good. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Well, you stink.
You're stinky?
You're not welcome in my cloud.
Oh, you're welcome down here with me.
Go to the dungeon.
I got a pitchfork with your name on it. I got a swarm of locusts with your name on it. You are the devil, my friend.
You can go down there with her.
This